Vicky here with you, and so sorry. I swallowed my saliva wrong. So this week I'm here to do some using your scraps or your stash. It's going to be mostly using my stash because I need to do some birthday cards, and so I've got tons of paper pads. There's like 6, and so I'm going to be doing cards using 6x6. So yeah, I'm going to be making those, and they're going to be a bit fancier, and I'm going to use my paper packs that I don't use enough, definitely. But first off, I want to share with you the 2 postcards I received this week. I haven't checked again in the mailbox, so I'm going to have to do that. The giveaway is pretty much finished. By the time I'm airing this, well, by the time I'm doing this video, it's not, but by the time you guys see it, it's pretty much over. But I have a question for you guys because I need to do the draw, and I'm not sure how I should proceed. So there's one gift that's going to be on for the comments on my video of the giveaway, so that's easy. But the other prizes that I made, and that are for the people that made the beautiful postcards, how should I proceed? Should I give away the biggest prize and then go down, or should I give the smaller prize and then prizes and then go up? So which order would you prefer to see? Trying to figure out which is fair, to go smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest. Because, I don't know, I feel that if I go from smallest to biggest, then the first draw is not getting the big prize. But anyway, so yeah, I just want your thoughts on this because it's been bothering me. So let's check out the beautiful cards that I got. So I got this beautiful card, Halloweeny. I love it, from Liz Driver. And love it, love it, love it. This one, I hid the address. It's from Joanne Lacombe, and I did open it up and it's glued right back shut. And she was super clever with her postcard. It's crazy clever. So here is the postcard that she made, and she made a beautiful card with a beautiful sentiment inside. Isn't it pretty? But look at the postcard. So this is the postcard, but on top here there's this thing that opens up, and it's a folder, and I just love it. And there's all kinds of goodies which are held up by this beautiful little bird. I love this folder. I'm gonna have to do this. That was very clever of you. I'm gonna have to make a template out of yours. And then you've got all of these that are just amazing. I love it. And I think some of these come from 7 Gypsies, because I believed I used that one and this one in one of my recent videos. So I was out of them, so thank you. That's perfect. And just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it. And I think it's so clever to make a pocket this way. Very clever. And then she also included some other bits, some other little postcard. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm gonna have to take a drink of water. And here's some painty papers, and they're just gorgeous. Gorgeous! So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I really love it. And I can't wait to put all these beautiful things in my stash so that I can use them. So that is from Joanne. And so yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to let me know what you think, which order I should do the giveaways. And then hopefully Canada Post won't do a strike. If it does, then I'm gonna have to delay the sending out of the parcels. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I thank you so much, guys, for your support. I really loved seeing your art. It's just amazing. And if I've gotten more postcards, I will share them with you prior to doing the giveaway. Okay, so let's get this started. So I've got these beautiful image from Dilly Bean that I've colored, and then I use stickles. And I've been card making for quite a long time, but I know that there's some out there that are new to card making. So I don't know if you can see, but you can see the shimmer sometimes. Yeah, you can see the shimmer there on the flowers. So that is because, well, first of all, I printed this on Nina cardstock. Then I colored the images up with my Copics. And then I use stickles. So stickles come in all kinds of different colors. Some are actually distressed stickles. The ones I used were not. So I used cotton candy, waterfall, Christmas red, lime green, and I use liquid pearl. So liquid pearl is similar, but it just gives a plain finish, and that's what I put in the middle of those flowers. And so yeah, I've got a lot of these. I haven't played with them in a long time, and I thought they'd be fun to use, and I was right, because I really love the look of this. And look at that one, I used the lime green on this. I really love them. So those images here are from Dilly Bean. I don't know if she still has an Etsy store or not. This one I think is from Birdie Brown, and this one is from the wonderful the East Wind, so Anki. And I will try to put the link to this image, because I am a designer for Anki. And so if you're interested in getting this image, I will be putting it in the description box below. So I'm not sure I'm going to be making all of these in one shot, because it takes me a lot longer when I make 6x6 cards, just because they're more ornate. I also think I'm going to be using some of my dies to cut out the sentiments. So I've pulled out my big shot, it's beside me. And so I will just take it as it goes. It might be, like I said, a two-part video, but I know some of you guys like to see bigger size cards and that sort of thing, or with colored image instead of just recycling. So I thought it would be a nice twist and different from what I usually do. So let me bring you back up a bit, just a bit. Okay, so trying to not have the glare. There is the glare, but at the same time I want to be able to use up my space, but I want it light enough so that you guys can actually see. Okay, so I think I'm going to use I have a card that needs to be mailed out, so I think I'm going to use this, and then the next one is going to be that, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so I pulled out a bunch of different paper packs because I have a lot, and for this one I thought some paper from here from Prima. This is and some of those paper packs are quite old. I've had them for quite a long time, so I'm not even sure that you can still get them, but you might still be able to get some of them on eBay or that sort of thing. So let's audition this, and some like this one I've never actually used, because like I said, I used to make a ton of cards, and then I stopped making them when I discovered mixed media. So I thought this one could be a fun thing for a birthday. So that's a definite contender. So obviously this will probably leave me some scraps, but that's okay. That would have been pretty, but I don't like the fact that it's a frame. That could be fun. I'm gonna go with this. So this is the, like I said, Bella Rouge from Prima paper pack. And so I'm going to start off by fussy cutting around the image. I can't really use a die for that because of the pom-pom on top of the hat. So in order to make my card base, and I just use a 12 by 12 piece of paper, white cardstock, and I cut it in two, so it becomes 6 by 12, and then I fold it in half, and then I put my stamps. I get a lot of questions about that stamp. It was given to me by a friend, Erin, so unfortunately I cannot tell you where she got it. I wonder if this is too bright. I don't want it washed out. I've got a bin of miscellaneous papers. Well, what happened to that one? It got dirty. It's not even a file folder, so I don't get it. So that could be fun. I was thinking more along some green, but I can't seem to find the proper green that would go with this. I wasn't sure quite what I was gonna, oh, maybe this one. I wasn't quite sure. That one could be very pretty. And do I have two of that? I don't. I have two of this one though. Would this one be as pretty? Yeah, that could be pretty too. Or I use that and then I use this as the accent. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Because I don't think I have the other one, and I only had one piece. It's the type of cardstock that I used a lot, I guess. And that one, yeah, that one's the same as this one. So yeah, I'll use that. Now, do I want to put some yellow as well? So when you mail out 6x6 cards, it obviously costs a little bit more in mail, but I'm fine with that. So, but just so you know, because it's kind of, some people don't know, and then your letter could be sent back to you. So the good thing is, by using a 12 by 12, the 6 by 6, there's a lot less waste on using them. So I'm just gonna make my mat. Then it makes it easier for me to figure out the size of the other papers. So what have you guys been up to? Here, not much. I'm still anxiously waiting for the work on the house to get really started. The posts have been moved, so that's one step. But I'm really anxious for the walls to be done, and I would have liked for it to happen before fall, so I could actually make my deck, and this way it would have allowed us to remove the furniture from all the yard. But I'm getting serious doubts that this is going to happen. Okay, so I like that. And then might actually need that other green piece of paper. Because I'm thinking I want to frame her. Well, actually, I think I might be okay, because if I cut it this way, it's going to be enough to go on there and have that paper on top. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, cut this that way. So that my paper goes like this. And then for her, I can go like this. Cut this. Okay, and the thought was to use this underneath. I think I'm gonna use another strip of that to put like this. So there's lots of layers on this, and there's less paper being wasted. Not that it's going to be wasted, I'm going to use it for something else, but still. Okay, so I kind of like that, and this is too long, so I'm going to have to cut it down to size. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so I thought the phone was ringing, which it was, and then it hung up right away. So that was that, and I told my son to pick it up if it does ring again. Okay, so I like that. Now, what would be cool on this would be some ribbon, and possibly some yellow one, and I must have some. It has to be this smaller than this width. So let me find my yellow ribbon. Okay, so I found a yellow ribbon and I used up basically all that was left of it. So it came off the roll, which is kind of good because I didn't want to take the measurements because I wanted to be on camera for you guys, and I know that some people really hate it when I'm not prepared, but you can't really be prepared for this type of thing unless you had already chosen your papers and all of that. And I like to choose them in front of you guys because I do know that a lot of you folks like when I do that. This way you get to see what my thinking is. Okay, so I'm really hoping that he goes and picks it up. So okay, so oh my god, it always happens when I'm on camera that I forget how to do this. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here we go, and I'm gonna be making a double bow. So this is a bow easy. I don't know where you can get it anymore, but I'm sure if you search it out on Google you'll be able to find it. I really love that thing. Makes making bows a lot easier. I do know that some people actually use some forks to do so, and that's very smart, but I don't. So here I'm just gonna do this way. I can kind of put the ribbon and it's not gonna get undone, because I want to see the placement of everything before I glue it down. It's a lot easier in case I change my mind or there's other things that I want to add. So I could do this. I could have hung a little charm as well, but I don't think I will. Now I need to put a sentiment. So I've got these sentiments that are from Create with TLC. She used to have a lot of different sentiments. I think I'm going to use that one, and I could just actually put it directly on that, or I could go fancy and see if I can actually use some of my dies to do this. So the dies I use the most, I put them in this little CD thing, just because it was more convenient. So I'm thinking I want to use this one maybe. I'm not sure if that's gonna fit. That would definitely fit, but will the little green piece fit with this? And no, it won't. I also have this die. It might be the same thing. Actually, my initial thought was to use the die from the center. I think I'm going to use this one just because it takes less room, I think, than that one. But let's just addition them just to make sure, because what I'm thinking is the sentiment is going to go somewhere around here. This, I think, will take more room than that. Yeah, definitely. But I do like the shape of the other one, but okay, so decisions. I wonder if a circle would fit. Probably not. Because then I could have done a scallop edge around it. Definitely doesn't fit. Well, maybe it does actually. Barely. Okay, let's try this, and the worst happens, I'm gonna just because I could use my little scallop. Okay, so if I mess up, I can always use another sentiment, and that's it. So here's my big shot, and I've used it so much that I've actually broken the handle, so it actually comes apart right now. The little and it's all crooked, so I will be in need of a new one eventually, but right now it's not in my list of stuff that I want to purchase. Trying not to purchase too much, even though you see a lot of hauls. They're thrift store hauls, and so not very expensive. Okay, so I'm quite disappointed because you saw me cut out this part, but then you didn't see anything else of the card making because my memory card was full. So I'm gonna have to go through this and just explain to you what I did, basically. And I'm quite disappointed with that because I was chatting away with you guys and I was all by myself. Well, I'm always all by myself because obviously I'm chatting with a camera, but usually you get to see it, and this time you're not gonna see it. So anyway, so I used my small circle to cut this out, and then I used my scallop circle to cut out this piece, and I cut out that piece from the middle of that one. So I'm not sure if I had said so or not, but anyway, I used that piece so I wasn't gonna waste any paper. And then I glued everything down. I decided I wanted to add some bling, so I took this bling from Key, which is Empton Art, and I alternated between a dark and a pale little stones, and then I added them over here as well, because you can never have too much bling. So that was that. So this card was finished, and then for the East Wind, I used the paper pack, which is from Kaiser Craft, and it's Lush collection, and it's probably discontinued as well, but I love this paper pack because it has lots of fun texture, and like it's some of the paper here is all soft. So I used this piece of paper, and I used 2 pieces of this that was also in this paper pack, which is great because this way you've got exactly the colors that you need. See, something similar to this. And so I made this card with it. So I used the 6x6 underneath, cut this one down to size. I was barely able to cut out my image because it's a big image. So because it's such a big image, I didn't want to do too much on the card because it just overwhelms it, and then you don't get to see the image to its full potential. So I left the image pretty much as is, but then I used the green from here, the little leftover piece, to put in the sentiment. I thought it was a nice contrast. But then I had this empty space, and I wasn't happy with it, so I wanted to use something. And then I glanced over to my right, where some of my embellishments are, and I found this, which is from the dollar store. It's $1.50, so there's 3 of them. So I had bought 2 packs because I love them so much. I've actually got that one, and I also have a butterfly one. Which is strange because for the butterflies you get 4, and for the art you get only 3. Oh well. Anyway, it's I just thought they were super pretty, so that's what I used here, and I thought it finished the card quite well. So the only part that was left with this card making was those 2 pieces. So it's not so bad. And on the other one, I was left with these pieces. And the little leftover parts that I had cut here and that I had cut here, I actually threw them away before I would decide to keep them, because they were even smaller than this piece. So yeah, so that was that card making. Sorry that it got cut short. I'm hoping that just going through the process of what I did and how I did it is going to be sufficient for you guys. Like I said, really sorry. It just it usually doesn't happen, but a few times it will, because my memory card is quite big. But yeah, so that is it. I will be doing these 3 images in next week's video, so hope you like it. I know that it's not using scraps, but it's using your stash. And for all of you guys that have a lot of paper, scrapbooking paper, it's a great way of using it. So that is it for now. Bye, everyone.